that the whites have made has the red man ever broken? Not one. What treaty that the white man ever made with us have they kept? Not one. What law have I broken? Is it wrong of me to love my own? Because I have lived where my father died.
After Sitting Bull was killed, I felt there was not hope on earth, and God seemed to have forgotten us. Some said they saw the Son of God, others did not see him. If he had come, he would do some great things as he had done before. The white men were frightened and called for soldiers. We had begged for life, and the white men thought we wanted less. The white man said the soldiers meant to kill us. We did not believe it. On December 23rd, I and my brother William Cloud went down to the river for some hay. When we were loading an Indian roll-up with a sweating and foaming horse, he told us to hurry and get home, that some soldiers were coming to fight. We did not believe him and kept at our work.
When night was out to strike the cheer, the last and foolish war, Colonel Henry at their head, they never feared the foe. So on they rode from Christmas Eve till dawn on Christmas Day. The Redskins held the night was near and fled in great dismay. They claimed the sharp Messiah gate, the bullet could go through. But when the soldiers fired at them, they saw this was not true. The medicine man supplied them with the great Messiah's grace, and he took both his strength and saw the night was hard to face.
9 o'clock, a long line of women were standing. I should think nearly 1,000, shivering in the keen air, waiting to be served. I have been told by missionaries that in the past they couldn't have been forced for days to stand lost in sleet and snow, waiting on the convenience of the issue clerk, and that many deaths occurred from the exposure caused by this needless cruelty. Why has not the clothing to which these Indians are entitled been sent to the agency?
Last evening a courier came in from the Badlands with a letter from the hostiles, saying the whole tribe had started in. The news about the Indians today is quite reassuring, and I feel that we can almost begin to hope for a speedy end to this performance.
We saw 3 men coming towards us on horseback. They were scouts for the white soldiers. 2 were Indians and 1 was a mixed blood. He said that everything would be all right if we would go with the soldiers.
About the tents the soldiers stood, awaiting one and all, that they might hear the trumpet clear when sounding general call. All boots and saddles in a rush, that each and every man might mount in haste right soon and fast to stop this devilish band. The 10 was straight like Mars and good, though 2 things out that way, for they know the Indian like a book and let him have his way, until they think him far enough, and then to John they say, you had better stop your fooling, or we'll bring our guns to play. They claimed the sharp Messiah gate, the bullet could go through, but when the soldiers fired at them, they saw this was not true. The medicine man supplied them with the great Messiah's grace, and he to hold his strength, and while the mind was hard to face.
Finally, our chief said, "You men better give him your guns. We are not on this trip to do any fighting."
We did not like this, but Chief Bigfoot told us to do what the soldiers say. So we piled our guns in the center.
A medicine man by the name of Yellowbird appeared from nowhere and stood facing the east. He was praying and crying. He was saying to the eagles that he wanted to die instead of his people. He must have sensed that something was going to happen.
The medicine man stopped praying, took some dirt and rose up facing the west, raised his two hands and still facing the west, cast the dirt in a circular motion of his hand toward the soldiers in the row. I have lived long enough.
A deaf Indian named Black Coyote did not want to give up his gun. He did not understand what they were giving their arms up for.
Look out!
As soon as the first shot was fired, the Indians began drawing their knives. The firing began immediately on the part of the soldiers.
Fire on them.
There seemed to be a lull for a second or two. Then the soldiers fired, and I saw bucks falling fast. They broke and ran in every direction, mainly towards their village.
We had no chance to fight back as we had no weapons. All we thought about, those of us that were still alive, was to get away. The morning was cloudy and damp, and the smoke from the guns did not rise, but settled right on us. We then ran, nothing could be seen very plain. The soldiers were rushing around, shooting all of us they could see to shoot.
My mother was crying and trying to protect our small family. I was just a little boy. The soldiers came to where we were hiding and shot my mother, baby brother, and I, while my father pleaded for our lives. I lay in the snow for hours.
My grandmother was shot in the back. It went through his lung. He was again shot in the right calf and in the hip. He was coughing blood. He had lost a lot of blood. He could hear someone singing a death song. Whenever someone moved, the soldiers shot them.
I started to the creek, and on the way I saw a great number of men, women and children, dead or wounded and bleeding. I ran on past them down into the creek, as I saw a few others running there to get protection.
The women started to run toward the west, but the soldiers from both sides shot them. My husband was killed there, and my little girl, and the little baby boy on my
In this ravine where we took refuge, most of them were women and children. Above them the soldiers just got near them and shot these people down.
I saw no wanton destruction of non-combatants, none that could be helped, in my opinion. They were at times 200 yards off, and we could not discern the distinction between bucks and the squaws.
The troops acted with consummate skill and wisdom. The officers commanding these troop-fired off gentlemen remained alert in all their instincts, unusually refined and cultured, the farthest removed from
of them, but a few recovered, including several children who were adopted into kind Christian families.
From the first instant the squad started for the hills, and it is my belief that comparatively few of them were injured.
The women started to run towards the west. My mother and I kept going until we got to the end of the ravine. When we got there, we were charged by the army.
Right in front of me, I saw an old woman who had been killed. As I passed her, I ran across a woman who had a girl about 1 year old on her back. This little girl